could say this is how much it's going to cost if everyone who is eligible applies.
I mean, we just don't have a number to share at this time.
Joining me now, Ohio Congressman and member of the House Financial Services Committee, Warren Davidson. Sir, appreciate you joining us this morning.
Yeah, good morning. Nice to join you all.
All right, so this is shocking to me. Why stop at $10,000? Why stop at student loan? You know what? Let's just forgive everyone's mortgage, everyone's credit card debt. Everything is free in Joe Biden's America. This won't affect inflation at all, right?
Well, look, the real question here is why be constrained by the Constitution or the law? And Congress didn't appropriate this money. He doesn't have the authority. We've told our caseworkers to just reply to people, how do we sign up for our free $10,000? And we're like, well, don't get ahead of yourselves. We don't think it's actually legal. I think the courts will strike it down. You know, Joe Biden knew he didn't have the legal or constitutional authority to extend an eviction moratorium, and he did it anyway, and the court had to stop him twice. I think that's what's going to happen here. But the idea is foolish. As you say, it's just going to dump more fuel on Biden's inflation bonfire.
Yeah, that is crazy. And Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, part of the system that created this problem, and yet here he stands saying things like this.
In current circumstances, with inflation running far above 2% and the labor market extremely tight, estimates of longer-run neutral are not a place to pause or stop. July's increase in the target range was the second 75 basis point increase in as many meetings, and I said then that another unusually large increase could be appropriate at our next meeting. At some point, as the stance of monetary policy tightens further, it likely will become appropriate to slow the pace of increases.
Yeah, Congressman, he's literally saying, we're going to have to stall the economy. Sorry, too bad, our policies failed.
Well, their policies, look, just last summer, Jerome Powell was saying inflation was under control, nothing to be alarmed about. You know, everyone that studied economics up till recently knew that when you print money, i.e. nobody lends it to you, you're debasing the currency, you're going to create inflation. We created the Sound Money Caucus in the summer of July 2020 in Congress. So if Congress knew that, surely the economists did. Yet he goes out and rambles on about these things. I don't know that he's even still going to have an impact on the economy because people, I think, discount the accuracy of what they're saying.
Yeah, but Congressman, you know, I have friends that lost their arms and legs for the GI Bill to pay for their college. So what do you say to a veteran or even to somebody who paid off all their student loans 2, 3, 4 years ago that says, hey, where's mine? Why are all these other people with a basket weaving degree getting this substantially subsidized version of itself in order to pay off what they didn't, couldn't, or wouldn't?
Yeah, great question. It does diminish. One of the big things, because college has become so unaffordable, you know, we didn't have money for me to go to college. I mean, it's free to join the Army or the Navy, you know, free to join our military. But obviously it can cost everything. We all have friends who didn't make it home and they gave the ultimate sacrifice. I mean, of course, there's more to why most everyone joins than the tuition, but it is one of the really important benefits. And right now, when recruiting's even lower, you know, we're only hitting about 40% of our recruiting goals. Why diminish the return on that? And when you look at even young kids, not just people, you know, that maybe scrapped and saved and ate grilled cheese and ramen so they wouldn't go deeper in debt, paid off their debts. I just got a call yesterday from a mom who's exasperated. It's like, well, what did I tell my son? He decided not to take out the loans. He paid for part of his tuition, and he just wrote a check for $5,000 of his own money that he worked hard for all through high school, so he wouldn't go into debt. You know, and this kid's like just exasperated. It's like, oh no, now this is gone. What a horrible example for people to just say, you know, more free stuff for more people from the government. And it benefits a select few at the expense of the country.
But Congressman, there's two questions here. One, if President Biden can just willy-nilly erase $10,000, could the next president reinstate it? And the next thing is, you know, as Congress, we regulate, or, you know, this Congress, this Democratic Congress, they've regulated the price of drugs, a variety of other things across all industries. Never forget the fact they shut down our businesses. Can't they regulate the cost of college?
Well, I suppose you could. You know, we could have a controlled economy, and I think that's really what a lot of Democrats are pushing for, and frankly, even some big government Republicans. Frankly, to compete with China, people are saying we should be more like China. We should have more central planning and more power for the central government, all from D.C. We should decide all these things. And that's a horrible path for our country to go down. We've become the world's land of opportunity because we have freedom and free markets. Not no government. We have some laws. We have the best markets for goods, services, capital, intellectual property, you name it. And we've done that with a healthy measure of freedom and not price controls. Yeah. So, as bad as tuition is, why is it so expensive? You look at tuition and healthcare. Their rate of inflation are massive compared to other parts of our economy. Right. And that's because they have more government. You put more government in. Just look at the Green New Deal dose that we took this summer. It increased the subsidy for electric vehicles by $7,500. And guess what? Electric vehicles went up by about $7,000.
Weird.
Who would have seen it?
Yeah, no, nobody could possibly have seen that coming. It's a crazy concept. Congressman Warren Davidson, we appreciate you joining us this morning, sir.
Thank you.
All right.